Before we talk about Chris Kunzler was one of the only people to come to our defense when like that clip of us of me went viral of like me when Iran was rightfully retaliating against Israel after Israel killed a bunch of Iranian diplomats in Syria. Iran did a drone strike in Israel that didn't kill anyone, and I was watching some of the footage, and I may have celebrated by watching some Israelis running in fear because I'm like, look, they're getting a taste of their own medicine. Am I proud of that clip? Probably not. But anyways, Chris Kunzler was one of the only people who like understood the context of why me as a Lebanese person was maybe not upset to see that after like a year of genocide and murdering Palestinian babies and women, that someone was actually hitting back at Israel, and the Israeli population that celebrates what's happening in Gaza and that overwhelmingly supports what is happening in Gaza was getting a taste of some of the terrorism that they unleash upon the world. And Chris Kunzler, in his video, in one of his videos talking about Ethan Klein, let me just pull up his account. It was the video that like blew up, that blew Chris up essentially. It was called let me get it. I tried to find the moment where he gives us a shout out, but I couldn't find it. So the confused Zionism of Ethan Klein. It was this video right here. This is Chris's channel. This video, 330K views. And by the way, Chris is at 37K views. He's killing it on YouTube. He streams almost daily, kind of at around the same time that we stream. I know we share a lot of the same audience. We love Chris here, friend of the show. So Chris was one of the only people who was like, yo, why is Ethan getting upset at these Lebanese people who are rightfully upset at Israel, who have rightfully suffered at the hands of Israel? He doesn't understand the context in which why someone like them would be upset. So he was one of the only voices that was like, that he stuck his neck out for us. And I've always respected Chris for that. And he's such an outspoken supporter of Palestine, for Palestinians. He's such an awesome dude. He's part of the crew. He's part of the North Star radio crew. He's part of the uninformed leftist crew. He's part of the gang. You know what I mean? Overzealots. Noah Samson. He's part of the family. Sean DeBlack. You know him. You love him, folks. So
also, he's like very well read, and he was studying like history of the Middle East, something like that. Middle Eastern studies.
Extremely well read. And to say that he's well read,
he's very well informed.
He knows more about the region. He knows more about my country than I do. More than likely, he knows more about Lebanon than we do. So the dude, like, he's a trustworthy source. He's a great person to listen to. So we love Chris Kunzler. Now, obviously, the H3 podcast is not a fan of Chris Kunzler. And let us watch this clip of Ethan and AB kind of talking smack about our boy Chris.
On Sean DeBlack, Chris Kunzler.
So he calls him Chris Kunzler. Let me just move. You guys can see.
He co-signed Sean DeBlack, Chris Kunzler. That's what I call him. He's this kid who's always yelling all the time.
Chris Kunzler. So they called him Chris C-word Kunzler, and they say he's this kid that's always yelling all the time. He yells because he's fucking passionate. And yeah, genocides make you fucking yell, bro.
I didn't even know he was involved in any of this at all. I just saw a video he made about Palestine. I was like, oh, I like this kid. The next time I saw him, he was just shit talking to me. So now he's cum guzzler.
So AB joins in on the fun and calls him cum guzzler. AB, the token Arab on the H3 podcast, the Arab that sits there and lets Ethan Klein revise the whole Nakba and say that the Nakba happened because one day before the Nakba, all Arab countries decided to attack Israel, so they had to do the Nakba, and AB just fucking sits there like a pet. Sorry, AB, the pet things are coming back.
Yeah, that was very funny.
Because you're fucking calling Chris Kunzler cum guzzler. Ya what? يا شو بدنا نقول لك يعني يا AB يا عيب شو ما عليك خيي.
Stop saying stuff.
His what?
Stop saying stuff.
Yes, sir.
He's Chris cum guzzler. His name is Kunzler, which is so close to cum guzzler. Chris cum guzzler. I saw him doing a debate with Lonerbox, and this kid is always yelling. He has like veins popping out of his neck, and Lonerbox was like slightly raising his voice. I wouldn't even.
Imagine being on the side of Lonerbox. Imagine being like watching a Chris Kunzler versus Lonerbox debate and being like, I'm on the side of Lonerbox, Destiny's best friend, the guy who's been to Israel. Like, look at Ethan's face. Just look at that evil face.
I think even raising your voice is a stretch. And he goes, stop yelling at me. He gets all fucking, He recoils. I was like, bro, just go
So
back
just
to
remember what
cum
AB
guzzling.
says here.
Next
So
time I
AB
saw him, he was just involved in any of this at all. I just saw a video.
He's this kid who's always yelling all the time.
Chris
Gotta be so
Kunzler,
upset.
I didn't even know he was involved in any of this at all. I just saw a video he made about Palestine. I was like, oh, I like this kid. The next time I saw him, he was just shit talking to me. So now he's cum guzzler.
He's Chris
remember what AB said, because AB later is going to deny that he said this on Twitter and stuff. We got a couple of super chats. Veronica sends another 15 shekels. Says, and still your mental connection to AB is so strong. You bought the same shirt without talking. I know this. Don't remind me, Veronica. I'm going to burn that shirt. Fart Twain sends $5 and says, honestly, I just wish AB would shut up about Palestine. You chose your side. Shut up about Palestine. Collect your checks. We don't need you. Exactly. Exactly. And we're going to check out his tweets. We're going to look at some of his tweets, and a lot of people are going to express that sentiment. Fart Twain. Sorry, we just lost power. Far Twain sends another 5 as well and says, that's AB for you. I know he's good for the movement, but he criticized me, so I'm going to discredit him. The movement stops with me. Right? I know, he's so fragile. Oh no, Chris Kunzler criticized me? I'm going to call him Cum Guzzler. Cum Guzzler. Okay, so.
It was kind of close, like, to the way he said when they like discovered you.
Me?
Yeah, he was like, I know.
Oh,
I
liked
saw
him.
this guy
Yeah.
and he was cool. He was defending Palestine, and I really liked him. And then he shit talked me, and now I hate him, and I'll call him Millhouse forever.
He said the same about Mike from PA. The first time I saw Mike from PA, I thought he was cool. I thought he was just defending Palestine. But AB, if you work at the H3 podcast, which has become the Hasbara Zionist podcast, khalas, like, your allegiance is set. It doesn't matter what you think. No one wants you on the Palestinian side anymore. But like, who gives a shit anymore, man? Like, all of the good that you've done, you undo it every time you clock in at the H3 offices, man. You undo all of the good you've done as soon as you clock into that Zionist entity of a business. So some of these tweets are out of order. You guys are gonna get the idea though. So be patient with us. Nude, let me bring you back. Down right here. Okay, so it starts with this tweet, basically. Papa Don shares this clip from when Ethan was revising the Nakba and says, tags Starkiller and says, Starkiller, I guess the money is good enough to sit through this shit. A small reminder.
I mean, you know what
said.
happened one day before the Nakba? I don't know if people don't really talk about this. One day before the Nakba.
And we have a whole clip about this. We reacted to this whole segment of Ethan doing Nakba revisionism.
People don't know. What happened one day before the Nakba?
Palestinians were living at home.
What?
I said Palestinians were living at home.
Well, sure.
Yep.
And you know what else happened? Egypt, Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, all invaded Israel to kill everybody there.
Oh my God, really? That's the Nakba, folks. That's the Nakba. That's
yeah.
the Nakba. It wasn't because the Zionists had started already moving people out, Palestinians out of their homes for months, and then the Arab nations decided to attack Israel as a response. It's like, yo, they're kicking all these people out of their homes. They might try to do it to us. Eventually, we have to attack. And that's like, everything he's saying is pure unbridled propaganda. So much bullshit. Then Mike from PA chimes in and says, the LEDs aren't going to pay for themselves. What a little genocide denial. What's little genocide denial among friends? And then Hona AB kind of gets involved. So AB responds and says, if I quit and sell all my stuff, do you want the couch in the photo? Mike responds by saying, also a friend of the show, Mike from PA. Mike responds by saying, don't you feel deep shame that your entire life is in service of a creepy little Zionist while he justifies the Nakba? 1 million children starving, you worm. Very well said by Mike from PA, who has had his beef with Starkiller. Then Andrea Joan, who I follow her on Twitter. She follows us on Twitter. She says, oh, Starkiller, you have now smoked for Chris Kunzler because he was speaking out rightfully against Ethan Klein. He's an incredible voice for Palestinians, well studied on the subject. I keep giving you a tiny amount of grace, but it's clear you do not care. Your dad must be proud. AB responds by saying, I said I liked Chris, and it sucked seeing him talk shit about me. I appreciate his defense of Palestinians. That is not what he said. Let's go back to what he said.
I like this kid. The next time I saw him, he was just shit.
All the time.
Chris
Gotta be so
Kunzler,
upset.
I didn't even know he was involved in any of this at all. I just saw a video he made about Palestine. I was like, oh, I like this kid. The next time I saw him, he was just shit talking to me. So now he's cum guzzler.
He's Chris
Maybe I think maybe you forgot to mention the part where you called him cum guzzler. I said I like Chris and it sucked seeing him talk shit about me. I appreciate his self-defense. Kind of too late to say I appreciate his defense of Palestinians. After you call him, cum guzzler. Then Andrea corrects him and says that is absolutely not what happened. Go watch yourself back. Come on, man, take responsibility at the very least. Do it for yourself. That the dude talked shit about me. I don't give a fuck about giving him a nickname.
Oh, we have Andrea in the chat.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, Andrea, what's up? What up, Andrea?
That's
Friend of the
cute.
show, folks, Andrea. So she's had a very good interaction right here with AB. But okay, so you do know what you said. So you do know that you didn't just say it sucked. Why lie? He also has not even talked shit about you. All he has done is say you are unwilling to challenge Ethan on his Zionist propaganda and outright lies, which is factual. I have seen you attempt a time or two, to be fair, but you either get scared or Ethan shuts you down. And now, this long into a genocide, it is just gross what's going on that show, a show that reaches a lot of people. You've a responsibility whether you want to acknowledge that or not. And actually, like, the problem is something that AB needs to realize is that anyone who's making content about Palestine right now on the internet or wants to highlight what's happening in Gaza, wants to talk about the genocide, a lot of them are going to talk about the H3 podcast because, again, word is out. It's the Zionist podcast, and Ethan can't stop himself.
It's the Zionist podcast.
Ethan and Ela can't, like, they're literally doing Nakba revisionism. How do you want other content creators not to react and correct the propaganda that is coming out of the H3 podcast? So, AB, stop. You can't even try to pretend to like these people anymore, because anytime you try to ally yourself with another pro-Palestinian content creator, sooner or later, they're going to set their sights on the H3 podcast, because your podcast, the one that you work for, is one of the biggest sources right now of Zionist propaganda on, like, mainstream YouTube. You got hundreds of thousands of views per episode, 20,000 live viewers at once, with Ethan and Ela regurgitating Zionist propaganda. Now they're saying that the Nakba happened because the Arab countries invaded and they wanted to kill all the Jews one day before the Nakba. Anytime, you're going to find 10 other Chris Kunzlers that you might like in the future on Twitter and be like, oh, I like this guy. This guy's pro-Palestinian. Guess what? They're going to talk shit about Ethan Klein at some point and your fucking podcast. And you're going to be associated with it because you work there and you get paid by these people who are making money by spreading Zionist propaganda. You are directly benefiting from Zionist propaganda. The people who support the H3 podcast now, the people who pay for memberships on the H3 podcast, they support Israel. They support what's happening over there. You are taking that money, bro. You're living. You literally are earning. You and your wife are earning your living by working for two Zionists. What else is there to say? And you know that. So let me try to bring up some of the tweets that AB put out. He puts this out. He quote tweets Mike from PA, who said, "Don't you feel deep shame that your entire life is in service of a creepy little Zionist?" While he justifies the Nakba, AB says this: "I raised $100,000 for Palestinian children, and I continue to talk about the genocide consistently on stream. I don't think you understand that H3 isn't my show. Call it a cop-out, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what any of y'all think about me. I care about the people of Palestine." If you care about the people of Palestine, you would not work for a Zionist that spews Zionist propaganda, AB. Khalas ba kizib. Stop lying to yourself and stop trying to lie to the audience. If you care about Palestine, if you care about crushing Zionism, you do not work for a podcast that revises the history of the Nakba and you sit there quietly. انتهت القصة. خلاص. Doesn't matter that it's great that you raised $100,000 and I donated on that charity. I donated to AB and Lena's charity because I was like, you know what? That's a good thing. That's a positive thing. AB is trying to, like, make amends. Here you go. But you can't turn around and use that money, bro. I'm sorry. That money that you raised is not a shield from the fact that you walk into the H3 offices 5 to 6 days a week and work for two Zionists and do research to help Ethan spread more Zionist propaganda. I'm sorry, bro. Khalas, that's it. You collect ad money from Redact, which is Dan Saltman's company, who is a major Zionist, who's Destiny's co-host. Like, the money coming into the H3 podcast is dirty fucking money, my guy. I'm sorry. You can't play dumb anymore.
Go off, and
He says, "I'm not concerned with appeasing an audience who is racist to the point of making up that I got plastic surgery to look less Arab. Every time I disagree with Ethan, it's your army of shitheads who come after me." What? When you disagree with Ethan, we all support you. The last time you disagreed with Ethan and Lonerbox, I put a crown on Twitter for AB, literally, and then he put a heart under my Twitter, and then we followed each other, and there's this whole fucking thing. So Belakis, when you speak out, bro, we're the first ones to give you credit. Don't forget that. I'm done being used by y'all. Any disagreements I have with Ethan, I will discuss off air. I'm done giving y'all clips. What clips? What clips? There are no clips of you arguing with Ethan. Yaret, I wish. Where are these clips? Noor, are there any clips that I've missed of AB defending,
No.
arguing with Ethan and correcting his Zionist propaganda?
Nope.
I can't find any of these clips. Fuck. Are there clips? Please, please, we beg you, AB. The internet is missing clips of you and Lena, two Lebanese people whose homes were bombed by Israel just a few months ago. Why aren't there any clips of you arguing with Ethan? Or more arguments arguing with Lonerbox? Or when he brings on Ahmed Fuad al-Khatib? Why aren't you fighting with these fucking idiots? هيدي مسؤوليتك ومسؤولية مرتك لينا بيناتكم, please. Yo, خلص, like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Then he has this other tweet. He quote tweets this person saying, embarrassing, that dude knows more about the Nakba than AB. And AB says, comments like this is exactly why I'm nervous to say anything. One side calls me anti-Semitic and the other is waiting for me to say anything so they can misrepresent it or use it against me. I'm not a victim, but just making it clear why I don't take y'all serious. Boo-hoo, AB, no one gives a fuck. And who's calling you anti-Semitic?
Who's calling him anti-Semitic?
Ethan's fans, that's who. The garbage audience, Ethan's garbage shit audience, bro, is who's calling you anti-Semitic. Nah, we're calling you a shitty Arab. We're just calling you a fucking pussy. That's what we're calling you, man. We're calling you like a little money-hungry little fucking asshole who has put his career ahead of his morals. That's what you're doing. That's what we're calling you. We're calling you a little coward.
Also, you know why both sides hate you? Because you're not picking a side.
Because you're not picking a side. That's what we've been telling you the whole time. You're this wishy-washy. Well, I support Palestine, but I also support my Zionist boss, Ethan Klein. Bro, you're not making the pro-Palestinian crowd happy, and you're not making the Zionist Ethan Klein audience happy, because they want pure unbridled Zionism on the Ethan podcast, the Ethan Klein H3 show. That's what they want. So even if you sit there and give the lightest of pushback, like maybe the Palestinians didn't, mean to hurt, like shut up, AB. Like whatever you say, bro, they're gonna hate you and call you anti-Semitic and think that you like Hassan. And these are the people you're trying to appease, rather than standing by your Arab brothers and sisters and people who actually support Palestine, bro. You're happy taking the Klein money, Ethan Klein money. شو بدنا نقول لك? Noor, can you catch us up on some of the super chats?
Yep.
There's a couple, I think.
Silent Saif sends $5 and says, came here to place DNW and Chris Kunzler.
Hey, hell yeah, baby.
And then Fort Twain sends $5 and says, the H3 Reddit is taking down any criticism of Ethan, but allowing criticism of AB for not backing up Ethan. Shows how much Ethan cares.
That's so fucked up, honestly.
That's so true. Like, you can tell how much just Ethan wants to fight with his crew, and he can never just listen to their point or their ideas without just fighting back. He has to be right, and they have to think like him.
That's crazy. I would actually, if you can, I would be curious to see some of the H3 community's criticisms of AB. But like, what did AB even say? AB didn't even say anything. That's what, because he said that he used to like Chris Kunzler. Like, what does the H3 community have anything to be upset of by AB? He's doing his boss's bidding. All the Zionist research that Ethan wants, AB's doing it. Matataluhem, he's good. Why are they even criticizing him? Yeah, Veronica H Song sends 15 shekels and says, Jeffrey Epstein was a great philanthropist. Somebody should explain to AB that money does not equal support. I hate everything. Look, everyone kind of knew that when AB was going to raise that money, he was going to use it as a shield. Even so, and even while like people were like, I remember people on the H3 subreddit were talking shit about me, like Anthony probably wants AB's like fundraiser to fail, and he's talking shit about AB. I was like, bro, I literally donated to that fucking fundraiser, bro, to support AB, and I left a message. I'm like, yo, props for doing this, bro. Not that I want him to fucking mention it, but just to show you guys that like we were still trying to support AB and Lena. Like, I didn't even donate to Noah Samson's charity because I have limited money. I'm not rich, folks. I have this $50 to donate. I'm gonna choose to give it to AB's fundraiser instead of Noah Samson's fundraiser because I wanted to help out. So, and again, I'm not asking for fucking pity, Yana. We're good.
We're fine.
We're fine.
We're fine.
They said like, so okay, so this is the Andrea enter. Andrea, thank you for being in the chat, and thank you. So Andrea says, this is what happens when you have never had a real job. You go to work for your hero in LA. I used to live in LA. When I say that place sucks your soul if you're not a strong enough person. Oh, I believe you. I spent a little bit of time in LA. Look, I thought it was really nice. I actually quite liked LA, but I can imagine being there for a while can be very taxing. Then Noah Samson, friend of the show, got in on the action and quote tweeted AB's, I raised 100K for Palestine. And he says, the only action you could take to even begin to work against the harm you've caused by enabling your pro-Israel propagandist boss in front of millions of people daily for the entirety of the genocide is to quit your job. So Noah Samson has joined the chorus. Quit your fucking job, bro. You can afford it. You have the money, and you've already built a platform. There's no excuse. And honestly, look, let me fucking say this. AB, I lost my job a month and a half ago. I have barely, I don't even have 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, okay? I'm a small creator, as small as it gets, okay? I have found a way, now that I've lost my job, to survive off of YouTube. I don't know how sustainable that is. I don't know if this is going to last, if this is all going to come crashing down in a month. But if I can find a way to survive off of YouTube with the limited audience that I have, you and Lena, with your hundreds of thousands of fucking followers, bro, and subscribers, how can you not find a way to survive? I refuse to believe that. I have a fraction of your audience, a fraction of your influence, and I'm able to fucking make ends meet. Granted, I live in Lebanon. I don't live in Los Angeles. I don't have the same level of expenses, but you should be able to rake in the fucking cash given your network, your exposure. You and Lena's accounts are fucking big, bro. So I find that really crazy, to be honest with you guys. But Noah continues. So you can afford it. You have the money. You've already built a platform. There's no excuse. Ethan's genocide propaganda is beyond any challenging you think you're doing here. He does not respect you. How you fail to recognize this is beyond me. And then he says, I fundraised 500K for UNRWA the same week you did your stream. But if I held that over people's heads to justify enabling a genocide propagandist daily for years, as you are here, I'd hope people would call me out for it. And I hope I'd take a second to listen. So again, he's being like, yo, you raised $100,000. Great. I raised $500,000. Imagine me, you hanging that above people's heads and be like, hey, well, I raised $500,000. So I'm allowed to spread some Zionist propaganda. They equal them, each other. They cancel each other out. That's not how it works, AB. Raising money for Palestine does not cancel out supporting
great tweets.
Zionist great tweets by Noah Samson. He really hit the nail. And look, this is stuff that we've said over and over again on the show, but it's affirming when someone else says it. Someone else with a bigger platform, a bigger voice, more influential says that shit. Because AB's not going to listen to us. He may at one point, because I was Lebanese, he's like, oh, maybe I should respect this Lebanese podcast, but like, he's not going to listen to us.
Liz Felix sends 5 memberships.
Oh, Liz Felix.
Thank you so much.
Liz Felix, thank you so much. That's so generous of you.
And Fortwain sends $5 and says, can we pull up the stream of AB when he went to a pro-Palestine protest? Oh, right, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, right. I mean, don't forget, when he was in college, he fought to put the Palestinian flag on that thing. So Noah Samson also quote tweets Nicholas DeOrio. So Nicholas DeOrio says this: the majority of Noah's friends have profited immensely from the ongoing genocide in Gaza. Some of their tax dollars could inevitably be on the way back into the region to further perpetuate that violence. The response to AB and Ela have been quit your job or serve jail. Serve jail time. Noah responds by saying, everyone in the West is complicit in Israel's genocide in Gaza, but there are varying degrees of complicity. Are taxes being sent to Israel? Yes, but that's being done against our will and against everything we're advocating for. Ela Klein volunteered to join the IDF terrorist raid on the illegally occupied West Bank. AB chooses to continue working for and enabling his Zionist propagandist boss during the Zionist genocide. You're placing these examples in the same category as paying taxes. Does your head rattle when you nod? And then he says, he quote tweets, again, great tweet by Noah Samson, which is very true. There's a very big difference between, I pay taxes technically in the States, I pay taxes. Am I contributing to the genocide voluntarily? No, there's a big difference between paying taxes because you have to and willingly working for someone who spends his time being like, how can I fuck with pro-Palestinian supporters today? You know? Then he quote tweets this. So Nicholas DeOrio says, so someone asks, why do you cover this conflict if you don't give a shit about it? Nicholas E. DeOrio says, because it's attached to the most viral YouTube drama in the last decade. Something I care about significantly more given my content. So Noah Samson says, cynical accusations of this nature are made almost exclusively by people who either actively support the genocide and just want you to stop talking about it, or people who don't care about the genocide at all and only weigh in so they can complain on Twitter about YouTubers they don't like. This guy appears to be the latter, but in terms of outcome, there's little difference. And even Rashid al-Haddad, folks, Tim Houthi Chalamet, who is not a Houthi, quote tweeted AB's 100K tweet and says, How do you feel when you are an Arab and you stand with Ethan Klein, a racist who is trying to make all Jews hate Muslims and trying to make Muslims hate Jews? And you work with him and you still say that you care about Palestine. If you had a little conscience, you would not have stood with a Zionist named Ethan. Palestine, let me give this tweet a like, by the way. Palestine does not need you. There are many honorable men and women who support the Palestinian cause. You alone, stop your company. You are a racist more malicious than Ethan Klein. You support genocide. And then you come and say you collected donations for Palestine. If there was no genocide by Israel, Palestine would not need anyone. You are the reason. You very intrusive racists. So W's in the chat for friend of the show, Rashid Al-Haddad.
All these tweets really should make AB like rethink at least a little bit his position.
I don't. Collecting the paycheck, like, khalas. It's over.
That's so sad. Like I really still believe he can do it.
So it's kind of insane. And yeah. What do you guys think? We refuse to stand. And I think they used to call Chris Kunzler Harry Potter at first.
Yep.
Like, look, all of us have nicknames on the H3 podcast at this point. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a nickname. If you fight Zionism, folks, the H3 podcast is going to come for you. But Chris Kunzler, and Chris Kunzler knows this because we've told him this many times. If he ever wants to come to Lebanon, he's got a home here at the Do Not Worry podcast. He's a friend of the show. We're working on doing a fundraiser, and I hope that Chris Kunzler can take a few moments. Like, he's a friend of the show that I'm going to reach out to. Hopefully take a few moments to come spend some time with us. I'm going to try my best, folks. He's a busy man. He's very much in demand. But yeah, that's kind of what's been happening. They're going for Chris Kunzler now, and we're not going to stand for it. And look, look at this other shit that Ethan does. Like, this breaks my heart. Look at Casey Tron. She's saying day 7 of 31, and we've raised 1,020 in ad revenue to go directly to my lawsuit versus Ethan Klein. All of my ad revenue for this month of my 24/7 marathon is going towards my lawsuit. You can support my defense against Ethan Klein by just tuning into my stream at any time. Like, look at this fucking poor lady, bro, was already struggling to make ends meet just a few maybe months ago, who's now spending her time fucking streaming 24/7 nonstop to collect whatever ad revenue she can to go defend herself against Ethan. Like, forget the Zionism of Ethan Klein. AB, you work for a motherfucker who just fucking sues people left and right, who sues small creators like Casey Tron because she reacted to his fucking content nuke, bro. And he missed out on what? How much revenue did Casey Tron take from Ethan Klein because people watched the content nuke on her stream? A couple $100, and now he's trying to ruin her fucking life, and now she's out here fucking collecting ad revenue and asking people to, like, hey, all my ad revenue is going for Ethan. Like, what the fuck, bro? You support not only a genocide, I'm not a genocide supporter, a genocide kind of excuser, someone who excuses a genocide on a daily basis, and who's suing people, bro, for nothing. He's suing fucking Casey. What has fucking Casey Tron done to hurt the H3 podcast, bro? But what has the H3 podcast to hurt Casey Tron? Ask yourselves that, bro. She's getting constant harassment every day. Incels in her fucking chat. Whatever money she's raising has to go to a fucking frivolous lawsuit now. So that's who you're working for, AB. That's how you're working for. Who you're working for. Also, I mean, Ethan, to continue his obsession with Hassan, he accidentally leaked like a script that he's working on about like Hassan having sex with a lot of women. This is like a script for a video that he's probably going to write. Like, most of us have seen the bro tips from early days of Hassan's time with his uncle at the Young Turks. And Hassan has successfully explained, like, look at this whole thing.
Did he actually leak it on
He leaked
by
it on
accident?
his show. And here he is now. He's like, he's shown nudes to people accidentally. He has a whole list. Like, this kind of looks like the documents we prepared when we're organizing the show. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But, you know.
Yeah, we have a very similar document.
It's kind of it's just kind of pathetic. But yeah, that's it for Ethan. That's it for the AB stuff. AB, stop being a coward. Listen, too late, bro. Chris Kunzler, friend of the show. Do Not Worry podcast is always by your side, good sir. No matter what. And yeah, love to know what you guys think. I know you guys get riled up. I know you guys love the Ethan stuff here. So yeah, شو بدنا نقول. يا أهلا وسهلا فيكم.